Australia's top juniors, how good are they, and can we help them to be even better?
That will win any Six Red Shootout on the planet.
Too many people focus on the end result, and the thing that you need to focus on most is the process. Yeah, beautiful. Yes, I love it.
We take a look at every final from the recent junior nationals, break down the matches, give some advice to the players, and see just how good the future of Australian pool can be. All right, so junior nationals. I'm going to start with the Six Red Shootout. This Six Red Shootout was actually won by Adam Grace from the Northern Territory. In the final, I think he got something in the low 20s, but I'm going to show you the fastest time.
Low 20s is always very hard to beat.
Yeah.
Like 23 or under. Like if you go first in a Six Red Shootout and you get 23 or under, you really put them under pressure.
You get half a mistake, basically, quick half a mistake, and and that's it.
All right, this is young Scotty Denston from Queensland, and he posted the fast. This was in the semi-final, so he actually came runner-up in the final to Adam Grace. Congrats to Adam Grace. But this was the fastest time of the event from young Scotty Denston from Queensland.
Oh, what a break.
Yeah.
Played straight away. That's awesome.
Keeping
Look
a tight white.
Oh, my God. Jesus.
Oh,
wow.
uh-oh.
Wow. That's what, high teens or something?
That was 15 and a half seconds. I don't know exactly, but about 15.3 or something like that. What a ripper of a time.
Wow. I think my fastest, I was actually lucky enough to get it against Andy Barnett in the grand final at 6-all. And that was, I think, like 19 or 20 seconds.
Yeah.
So that's 5 seconds off that.
Yeah.
And anyone who's done Six Red Shootouts, you know that probably from about 25 seconds onwards, every second you can shave off that is significant. So to do 15 is almost unbeatable. Like if I was coming in second and someone got 15, I'm almost smashing the pack and hoping to fluke 4 balls or something.
Yeah, that is absolutely world class. Like that wins any kind of Six Red Shootout tournament event almost anywhere in the world. Like that kind of time is an absolute competitor. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's done it well too. He's done it really well.
Stunned.
Very good.
Yeah.
The Nationals a couple of years ago, I think I got like 17 point something, and that was good. But 15, like that will win any Six Red Shootout on the planet.
Yeah. Ripping time was great to see. The Six Reds, I think Adam Grace was in it's the younger kids. They seem to just they're faster in the table. They don't muck around. They get their shots out. I'll talk about some of the shot times a bit later. Like there can be a negative in a match, but in a Six Red Shootout, just go. Yeah, it was great stuff. All right. Now this one, I'm going to see if I can bring this up. It's over here.
We watched some of the podcast.
Sorry, you watched some of the what?
Oh, we watched some of the podcasts on the way back from Mildura.
Yeah.
It was good. Yeah. I haven't watched one before. Come up well.
Nice. All right.
Who was in it?
Which one did you?
Usual crew. It was, I think it was the latest one that you put up.
I'll see if I can get to the end here.
That setup. I must say, I feel like in Q Sports, arenas are getting better. But you feel like you're more playing in an arena these days.
Yeah, even when the DDPL did their little arena thing, it was good. Yeah, it's definitely nice walking out and feeling special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one was unfortunately, they did have a Cubal TV-like setup for the final, but it dropped out after the first 10 frames or so. So this is actually one of the parents just set up a live stream on Facebook, and kudos to them for doing that. But I was just going to show you the winning black. This is so the teams final. Queensland has won the juniors teams as well as the seniors teams. So congratulations to them. They won 22-13.
Wow!
And this table that is closest to us, this is the final frame, I think, and I actually just went past it. Hang on. Let me go back.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me Queensland juniors are winning. They've, for a while now, they've probably had the best junior development program in the country. And
yeah,
Now they're starting to get the benefits from it, and then eventually that'll translate into the seniors.
So unfortunately, this cue is in the way, but this is young Hugo Fernandez potting the winning black. So, and you can see the excitement on the team as they come over.
Oh, that's awesome.
The new gen.
Yeah. The new gen.
Yeah.
Here they all come.
Yeah, look how happy they are.
Yeah.
She's going to do a suplex. That's good.
Yeah, well done to the Queensland juniors team there for getting over the line in the team's final. And that's great footage. So thanks to all of the parents and volunteers out there. They put in a lot of time kind of getting this stuff set up and streaming all the matches that are not on the main streams. And
Yeah.
I've actually messaged some of them. Everyone's so supportive and so helpful. So it's great to see those images.
Everyone's got cameras on their phones, obviously, so there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to get a lot of good footage from a lot of parents too while they're out and about.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, even if they just do a standard video record for something special or, a good moment, something like that, and then they can send it through.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a proper setup, tripod, Facebook Live, phone stand, perfect lighting. Sometimes even a 10-second video is good.
Now, what I've done for the singles finals, there's 4 singles finals, the under-12s, the under-15s, the girls, and the under-18s. I've just pulled out a frame from each match. I watched all of the frames, a really good standard, but I thought it might be good for us to just watch a frame, give them a bit of feedback, and get a chance to see what they look like on the as they're playing as well. This is the under-12s final. Angelo Securis against Alex Kirkcaldy. So Angelo's from Northern Territory. Alex is from Tasmania. Angelo has won this match 6-0. Congratulations to you on the big win. But I thought I'd pull out a frame where both players are a little bit involved and we can just see how they're going. So
6-0. I didn't know people could do that.
This was Alex's break. Alex has got a big break. Actually, I'll just go back for a second because one of the things I wanted to say to you, Alex, watch the white ball here. It's bouncing a bit. Alex, the white ball was bouncing for you almost every break. You've got a monster break, mate, but just try and keep it on the bed of the table. It did come off on one of his breaks.
One thing I look at when I'm breaking, even if I get a ball in or not, if I consider it to be a good break, is when I smack the pack and the white ball actually sort of stays sort of in the center or comes back sort of directly towards me, not actually flinging off to the side. It means you've sort of mishit it. So what you can do is actually just sort of look at, the one ball and pretend that there's not the pack there. Just look at that front ball and pretend that there's nothing else behind it, I guess.
Yeah. You can see he's had a good spread there. The white was basically near the black spot. And this is Angelo just kind of going about his work here.
I like how he's taking his time too, so not rushing.
But yeah, bear that thought in mind. I'll come back to it in a minute. But yeah, he's certainly, this was a feature of Angelo's play. I was actually impressed, Angelo, with your mapping instincts. Like as I watched this match, I could see you thinking about the order to take the balls in, and your instincts were, generally speaking, really good on that front. And I think that's one of the reasons why you've come away with this title. But yeah, thinking.
Well, nice shot.
So this is, as he plays this, he decided to play this red to the corner and watch it. It comes all the way back. And I think that's gone wrong. And if you just watch the clock now, 45, 44, 43, 42, he's played that shot in 3 seconds.
Oh, wow.
And I think if I just pause it, I'm going to pause it here for a second. So the shot's gone wrong, but actually where he's landed, he's got the opportunity to play the red down the rail to open up the dead red.
Yes.
He should have done that 2 shots prior. So if you rewind it more,
he did have a chance.
He pots the red to the bottom right, what he should be doing is he should be dropping in the red that's up the top in bulk.
Yep.
Drop that in.
Yep.
And then play the red off the yellow down to the bottom left. And then he's most likely going to be on the red to the bottom right.
Yeah, and this is I think a general theme I'm going to have for all of the juniors is look for where your problem balls are. Mick Scary's got some great stuff about this on his channel. He talks about soldiers on the battlefield, and he talks about looking for your problem balls. A general theme you can all do to improve is just try and say, where's the problem ball? Here it's obviously down the bottom left. You've got to do something about that ball. Don't start potting balls. But I think whatever happens, Angelo's decided on a route here, and I think he just misplayed this shot. And instead of having to look around to start again, he just played a different shot in 3 seconds. But he does end up, I think, with a chance after this to go, oh, okay, I can remap. Let me look down the rail. But it doesn't it? If you watch Justin Sage, for example, Justin would have done 2 laps of the table here, right, to have a look around.
Yeah, Justin's often in my category of what to do.
Yes.
You know, I sometimes when I'm trying to explain how to play the game of pool, or even to myself, sometimes I think it is a bit of a what would Sage do here, because it's very often going to be either the right or very close to the right shot.
Yeah, so similar thing here for Alex, right? Like you didn't need to take the one over the pocket. Now you've taken a couple, but you could have worked on these yellows.
Strikes the ball well.
Yeah.
Does strike the ball really. That's a feature of, I think, all of the juniors. Their cueing is exceptional.
Yeah,
I like that he pulled up.
They look like
He did pull up at that point.
They look like snooker players.
Yes, and I think they are. Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me. So pretty much if you're on reds here, yeah, you really, I was about to say, can you rewind that for just a moment? About to say on reds here, you've got one goal, and that's to free up that red that he's about to hit over the hole, free that up, and the yellow that's on the far right, that's what's keeping you in the game. Yes. So you want to free that up while that's there, and you don't want to accidentally move it. Let's see what happened.
I did wonder, this was one thing I found unusual watching all of the juniors is that in the, I think that there was almost never a turnover shot where you pop the ball over the pocket. Like there is an opportunity here to just tickle the red and pop the yellow that's nearest the pocket as well as a turnover shot.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, like he's doing the right thing by getting it out. Yeah.
Yes. Look, it's saying it all right. You know, like yellows are actually still under the pump here. Those reds have landed in good positions.
And I think there's a moment here. Is this the one? Just watch Angelo. Oh no, he's going to play this one. Yeah, unfortunately went in off. There's another. I'll call it out when I get to it. There's another moment where I like Angelo's approach to kind of the game. Now, Alex, you missed that pop, but that was the right shot. Yeah, your mapping there was going to be fine.
Can you rewind that one, Marty, when he had ball in hand?
Oh, sorry, we need to go a little bit further, don't we? Yep, here we go. There you go.
Okay. Something you can do, like you've played the right shot, but something you can do is look at when you got ball in hand, sometimes you can actually put the white sort of like right behind the yellow and say play that to the top right-hand corner.
Yeah.
I think playing it to the bottom is still the correct shot here, so there's nothing wrong with this. But just sometimes you'd be surprised where you can put the white when you've actually just got that ball in hand.
Yeah, one thing to kind of bear in mind here, especially for the under 12s, is that they're all a bit shorter. Reach can be a problem depending on where you are on the table. I think this is fine. Like he could have put it closer to the yellow, but he might have been stretching more. Alex, this is the right shot, mate. So don't beat yourself up for the miss. You're gonna get better at the pots. This is the right shot.
Geez, they get on with it, don't they?
Yeah, no mucking around. Just played this. Just went a bit too far.
Oh.
Yeah. But I like that response. That was a good shot in response.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. Just made it tough for Alex.
Distance is always good here, like distance on the red.
Yeah. And to Alex's credit, like he's played the right shot too. You know, it's very close to just getting that yellow underneath.
Can maybe have played a drag shot there, sort of like an in or over. So if you miss that, you're going to have the black pocket covered. And if Alex misses that shot, which he did, then your red is actually right over the hole.
Now, I think this is the moment where Angelo's decided, I've had a couple of cracks at this. It hasn't worked. So he's taken his time now for the first time in about 3 visits. And look at this. He gets down and he's actually just testing his cueing off the cushion before he plays the shot. And I liked this a lot. Like he's just said, how am I going to grip this? How am I going to cue it off the rail? Takes his time over it.
Wouldn't be surprised if he knocks this one in now. Yep, got it in. White ball there.
So missed it, but Angelo, I liked that you took a breather and just got your alignment right for a tricky pot.
Too many people focus on the end result of the shot or the frame or the match, and the thing that you need to focus on most is the process. Was the shot correct? Was the way you approached it correct? And then it doesn't matter if you miss it or not, and miss and lose the match or the tournament because of it, because there's going to be plenty of other matches and tournaments in the future where doing all the correct steps now will pay off for you in the long run.
Yeah. Now, this one, I think there was a bit of a rush in the decision here. I was interested to see what you think here, Mark. He's decided to play the double. I'll just go back.
Yeah, the cut was probably thinner than what it looks, but the cut was certainly on.
Yes.
Yeah, and so on this shot here, what you want to do, it's hard to tell the exact angle, but if you play that dead weight, so that means sort of like the black just reaching the pocket. If it misses, it's going to sit over the pocket. The white's naturally going to go off 2 rails and sit on this back cushion here. So if you do miss, the black's going to be over the hole, and Angelo's going to have to knock in a very long, tricky red to stay in the frame. So you sort of just want to just guide this in a soft cut to the top left-hand corner pocket. White's going to come down the table and put reds under pressure in case you miss.
And here again, I think you'll see Angelo just try and get his cueing right. Here he goes. Just wants to get straight through this ball.
Yeah, because he's missed his last few shots now. He's starting to, you want to get that.
Yeah.
There you go. Nice one.
That was Beautiful. A really, really good putt, Angelo. Yeah.
Yeah. That was probably the hardest of them, actually. So that's good. And he's probably starting to get a little bit concerned. He's missed his last few balls.
Yeah. Same again. I've just got to play this one off the cushion. Where am I going to be?
Just sort of getting that feeling.
And knocks it in, yeah. Yeah, look, well done, Angelo, on the win. But Angelo, well done to you on making the final, and plenty of positives there, mate. Like you're doing some good things. You've made a a national under-12s final, and even though Angelo's won at 6-0, like I saw a lot of positives in your play. So keep at it, mate. You're doing great.
Alex, you strike the ball very, very well. Get through the ball very nice, very straight. Yeah, a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. You got to make semis and finals and things like that, and then to be a chance to win a tournament. If you're never running that deep, then you're never really knocking on the door. So I've lost in many, 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 many finals, but at least you got to be in them, in it to win it.
So keep putting your hand up, mate. You're doing great. All right. We're going to switch to the under-15s final. We are now looking at Liam Nolan and Bailey Rutherford. Nolan has won this final 6-0 against Bailey Rutherford. Let's see what happens. So this is Bailey's break. I'm going to watch this again because we were talking about breaks before. Mick, I've seen you talk about breaks on your channel. I think Bailey has delivered a Mick Skerry textbook break here.
He's definitely got through the white, and the white ball's come back sort of towards him. So he's got a lot of the power throughout that white and into the pack, which was good. You didn't see the white ball fling off from left to right, which means that he got most of his power throughout his cue action. And I think you can also now work on timing, so you can actually loosen your grip a little bit. A lot of people do grip the cue when they break, and it can actually take away some of the power. And if you actually loosen your grip a little bit, you can actually let the cue do more of the work and get through the white ball. And you'll find you might actually get bigger splits by having a looser grip as well. So something to try. But definitely a good break. Good split too.
I'm just going to pause here because Liam's just played his first shot. So Liam's chosen the yellows. Yeah, does anyone want to have a think about that out?
I'd say the yellows both go to around the black, go to the bottom right, but an absolute key thing is to know if that red closest to the black goes to the bottom right. So if you're deciding between yellows and reds, that's pretty important.
So yeah, so he's chosen yellows. If you were talking about the reds there, Mike, but Liam has already decided on yellows. He's potted a yellow.
If he is going yellows, obviously, I think that middle yellow at the top of the table could bring him undone. If you've got a bit of angle in the yellow in the center, you can pot it and then sort of stun into the red above it, playing the top right yellow, sorry. And then obviously getting position to play the middle yellow at the top to the top left, and then working your way back down the table from there. But
yeah, so clear the ones at the top is your message if you can, and then work your way down.
Yeah, for this one, but it's not always the case. Work from one end of the table to the other. It doesn't actually always work like that. So I bet in this case, he's definitely nicely on the yellow, stunning to the red, play the top right yellow, and then the top yellow to the top left, and then sort of come down the table, sort of on the blue spot, like on a snooker table. And if you can, maybe just work it out from there. I suppose we'll see how he goes with these first three.
Yeah, let's watch the first couple of shots.
Can you, Marty? When we're talking about them, can you just number the ball? Can you I don't know if you can number the ball, so then we can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then we can say take ball number 1, 3, and 6, and so on. I don't know how easy or not.
I'm going to try again. All right, we're away. Okay, so we want to go. So it's done this. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's taken. Yeah, go on, Mark.
I was going to say if you rewind it at the start, but that's okay.
I think the reason because he took the one that I said was going to be his problem ball now, he's landed on the wrong side of this yellow to come down for the number 2 ball. So that's why taking the number 2 ball first, I think anyway, made the transition for the top 2 yellows a lot easier and less chance for for an error, but I'd like to see what he does here.
All right, let's
Like,
see.
you just want to play the number 2 ball and make sure that you just leave a nice natural angle on the 1 ball to just top spin off the top rail and just come down the middle of the table for either the 3 or the 5. You can map it very precise from here. Technically you should be able to map it very correctly the whole way. But in a final and you're trying to have rhythm and stuff, I think it's just important to leave, to pot that in there. But then make sure you leave the correct angle. So all you need to do is top spin down the table. No stun run,
Something
no
like that?
sides, just like that. And then you reset from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And sometimes that's what you want to do. I did a video a few weeks ago about playing 3 and 3. So you're mapping 3 like what you're doing now and then mapping another 3. It can actually make it a lot easier sometimes in bringing the mapping together. I mean, you could leave that one to last now if he comes down the table, but
Yeah, see how he's stunned over?
Yeah.
yeah.
So you think he's not going to have the angle to? Yeah.
Well, he could have just dropped that in because he screwed back. It's not terrible,
Yes.
but it just means he's going to have to go back and back down again. But it's that yellow, even though it's all the way up there, it's actually a good ball for the black. It just means there's a little bit more work to do. It's not terrible, but yeah.
I'll just let it play out now and we'll see. There we go.
And you know what? Maybe leaving that yellow at the top of the table was also a good thing as well. Because like you said, Mark, there is a lot of area that he can land in to knock that yellow in and actually land on the 8 ball. Playing these 3 yellows down the bottom might have been a tad harder to actually come up for the 8 ball. So, wanted to make sure
I think
there.
If you rewind that one, Marty, just a shot that I think he needed to consider that he probably didn't look at was I'm probably playing the yellow to the bottom right corner pocket now with some right-hand side and swinging the right off two rails, because then the white is going to travel on this path where for 3 feet, it's fine. If there's a very big area and you're running the white along the correct line for a long path. So the thing that I'd be slightly concerned about for Liam, for me, here is I think if I was his coach here, I don't know if he even looked at it. So that means he's sort of just a little bit narrow vision on routes. He's sort of like thinking, this is the easiest yellow for me to pot right now. How can I make the out work from this ball? When if he actually just took a step back and did we often talk about Justin Sage, do a lap around the table, sometimes not even for any real purpose, just do a lap to have a look. And before you know it, you might just happen to spot something and go, well, hang on, that actually isn't too bad. Maybe I can go this way.
Yeah. Also walk around to actually see where can I land. Like here, I want to land even higher, like maybe another 6 or 8 inches higher than that. And you're still going to be okay. Then you can play actually Mark's shot that he said as well. Landing too low here could actually be really bad for you. So you can say to yourself, okay, I need to land high and not low, and it can make it a lot easier for you as well.
And even if that white ran another 3 feet, he was on the yellow to the top.
Wow. So this is the issue. He's recovered well, played it well.
He did recover well, yeah.
You 2 straight now? Black in the center?
Yeah.
Hard to tell the angle. Like he might be able to top through off the bottom rail here. Can't tell.
So this is why actually a lot of people have inconsistencies every time they play or every time they play in a league. They might get one week and 6 another because of the way they go about their outs like this. So sometimes they'll get them and sometimes not, where someone like a Sage will always get their, 5 out of 6s and 6 out of 6s and 4 out of 6s kind of thing. So
yeah, so that was a reverse master. That was really good, gents. That's exactly what I was hoping to get for Liam there. So first of all, Bailey, your break was really good, and then you just sat and watched. Sometimes that happens, mate. Liam, your execution on all those shots was great, and you've made the out. Fantastic. You've got the win on the board. But as you heard from a couple of greats of the game, there's some ways you can go about just making that a little bit easier on yourself.
yes.
Well, you notice when we're talking about the under 12s, it's just a bit more simplified. If you miss, maybe some inner overs are good, leave them distance on your safeties and things like that. And then obviously Liam is at a much higher level, and you can tell he knows the game. He's got good skills. He's got a good awareness of the game and everything like that. That's where our critiquing become more detailed. And if we were watching the under 18s or 21s, it would become even more, even more strict in a way. It all becomes the better you get, comes more about the details, the better you get.
Yeah. But also, as you're learning too, don't shy away from actually doing what you think's best at the time, because that's what's going to win you the frames and win your matches and win your tournament. So also do what you believe is best and then try and learn from it from there.
We're going to watch one more because we want to see a little bit of Bailey. Bailey's going to be in action in this frame, be able to give him a bit of feedback as well. So I think Liam's broken and he's got a ball in. Definitely a little bit more patience in the under 15s, a little bit of, it's still not quite the full analysis like a Justin Sage you would see, but a little bit more patience, a little bit more thoughtfulness.
Yellows here. That yellow under the black is probably a really problem ball. I wouldn't try and get onto that as quick as I can, even try and off his last ball, then try and screw right back and try and maybe play that yellow in the center. Really try and get onto it with a few of your soldiers now, a few of your balls that you got on the table. The white's going to run here.
It's a thin cut. And I think it's actually just turned. Either he's played a bit of an unintentional side, but it's just turned away. So he's missed the ball.
Maybe
Bailey
a safety he tried, yeah.
So Bailey here with ball in hand on the reds on the left-hand side.
Okay, ball in hand. This might sound silly, but almost want to be taking that ball over the pocket first. And if you want to screw into that red, just bumping the red out, and then literally, you can start mapping your out from there if you want to. But where he's got the ball right now, I was going to say that red could be his problem as well. So starting here and then getting onto that ball on the rails straight away. So you got two problems: the ball that he's going for now, and the ball that's literally, I think, over the bottom right pocket. That can actually be a bit of a problem as well. As long as he gets onto those two straight away, I think he can make this out quite easily.
The extra layer of detail, probably more reserved for maybe like the under 18s or something, but I'll say it because it's a good example. I agree with what Mick said, but I would add an extra shot in there. Say the one he's lined up now, I would play that. I would run through, a couple of ball lengths, and then I would actually play the red that's furthest on the left-hand side of the table now. I would play that then to the left middle, just to make those two balls a bit easier for later on. So basically, the two reds that the white's closest to now, remove those two, then remove the one that's over the bottom right, and then the whole table then is all opened up. I think those are your three bad balls. The one on the rail is not a bad ball.
Yeah. I liked his. We'll see what happens, but I liked his starting position here because it's just a bit clustered and busy in the center, and he's as you say, Mark, he's got an opportunity. Like he's on one right now, and he's got an opportunity to remove a second.
Yeah,
let's watch what Bailey does here.
Let's see, Bailey. I like it. We'll walk around the table.
Into the black.
You can bump into the black even. Yeah, beautiful. Yes.
Yeah,
I love it. See, if he plays this red to the left middle now, I actually don't even. I know he wants to win the frame and make the out, but it actually doesn't even matter almost from here. The fact that he's taken the right little start means that he will win matches and tournaments in the future. Now he's just got to take care of that ball over the hole.
Yeah. So the one thing here, I think he started off well, but leaving, maybe the red goes under the red.
Passes.
The one down the cushion. Yeah, I think it does.
You got to be careful you don't kill the red, though.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I'll leave it. Keep going. We'll see what happens.
They do. All these kids actually, all these juniors they strike the ball really nice.
I agree. That's been
a lot of the new gen should be taking note of this. Watch the new gen.
There's the old gen and the new gen.
And the old gen. So this is
So
where
one good shot here.
something could happen.
Yeah.
Well, he's played it nice, very nice.
So make
He's
sure
taken this
these
quite well.
can be yeah, he has. He's
Nice.
done well here.
Yeah, I everything about this out so far I've loved. I've just paused it for a moment because I just wanted to kind of get your reaction on what you think you might want to do on this shot.
So if he can, I'd be playing it obviously in the center, just potting it, stunning up maybe 2 or 3 inches, and then playing the black in the center. Do not try and play the 8 ball into the same pocket or anything like that. I mean, he's taken this out better than a lot of the Premier Division players in my team last year that would take this out. So very, very impressive.
I'm pretty sure
there
Mickey's
slight
got too
angle?
much angle. His white is coming towards the bottom
Yeah.
cushion here. It's not going up, it's coming down.
The main thing I'll be focusing on is just guaranteeing myself an acceptable shot on the black. It's hard to tell from the angle, but you might not be able to land really nice on it. And sometimes when you try and land too nice, you land worse.
So I agree. So what I'm now, Marty, you said that obviously you've seen this, but there's a lot of angle on this red. I'm actually now probably screwing back into that yellow that's below the black ball because I want to, like what Mark said, I want to make sure that I at least have a chance. I get out and I have a chance at actually landing on this 8 ball and having a chance of knocking it in rather than just play it silly, maybe snooking myself down here or going off or something. So I want to try and actually make sure that I get close to this 8 ball, maybe hit the yellow, hit the 8 ball, just not layer up, but just, give it some in a way, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, make sure it kind of clears.
Yeah, just get out.
What I see a lot of people do here who are inconsistent, either players have been playing a long time and they don't know why they're inconsistent, or they're trying to improve and they're trying to work out why they're inconsistent, is they try and pot this red and screw off the yellow half ball and try and bring the white up closer to the black and then play it into a pocket. On a good day, on a lucky day, or when you hit it really good, you cannon that yellow half ball, you screw up to the black, you just miss it, or you bump into it nicely and you land on it nice and plumb. And then everyone goes, great shot, beautiful, and you think you're a genius. Then on an unlucky day or a slightly bad shot or a bad little connection, you kiss it and then the white lands fat on the black. Or it bumps into that yellow close to the black there and snookers you, and then you have no shot. So what Mick and I have seen a lifetime of is in Premier Division, they play 6 frames. Some guys win one week and they don't know why. And then the next week they win 5 or 6, but they've done the exact same thing, but just the little bumps and nudges and tickles just happen to have gone their way. So I don't know what happens here, but if I was to watch a lot of the big boys play, they're just guaranteeing themselves a shot on that black to the left middle.
All right, let's see what happens.
He could stun across in between all the yellows and play the black into the right center, but we'll see what happens.
He's stretching here too, by the way.
Even more reason to guarantee the shot then. Oh, yep, there we go. Okay.
So there's that again.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's that. So on a lucky day, he just misses that yellow and he's on the black nicely to the middle. But he's just tickled it.
Cross double. Ooh.
These guys are approaching the skill level now where they need to be backing themselves. They don't need to land perfect. A good enough shot on the black is good enough. They'll knock them in. And the more you leave yourself that slightly pressure shot, and the more you choose to do that, not be forced to play, but the more you choose to leave yourself a pressure shot, the better and better you're going to get at knocking them in.
Yeah, Bailey, I like the message from me. Like, it's fascinating. We just spoke for several minutes about your options on that black ball. That out that you played was exceptional. Your mapping was excellent. Everything you did along the whole way. I think the only thing really, like the moment for me was as soon as you were stretching over that ball for the black and it got a bit tricky to get position, I think you needed to just take your medicine, just drop the black in, just bump into the yellow next to it and leave yourself the long black or the cut to the center because you're going to get those balls in.
Best to have a shot than no shot.
Yeah, but like there's so much good to take away from how you approached that out. You mapped it really, really well. So, take some positives from that.
Yeah, he done that well.
So you can see that when obviously you can see at our level, we can actually talk about a frame for 10, 15, 20 minutes. And that was just one or two shots towards the end. And we could speak about your other shots before that as well. And we could talk about this for half an hour with just one frame of pool. So every time you break the balls, there's so much detail in every single time you play a frame of pool that people actually just start knocking in balls and thinking, it's just 7 or 8 balls. That's what it is. But if you actually break it down, you'll be surprised how much information you can get out of every shot, where you put the white. And, you saw we broke down just a few balls there and it took us like 10 minutes of just talking. So it's there's so much to this game. It is crazy, absolutely crazy.
Well, I find it all fascinating. Even Liam's out here on yellows. You could discuss this for a long time. What I was going to say, Bailey, is you're clearly at that level now. Like if you lived in Melbourne, you could play Prems. You would be in a Premier side. I guarantee you that. You're at a beautiful age and stage of the game where you've got all these crossroads you can go down. So the one bit of advice I would give you is don't shy away from playing pressure shots. And that's not when you've accidentally landed bad and now you've got to play a big shot. That's different. Choosing to land yourself in a position that you've then got to play a nice shot, but as long as it's correct, it's the right thing to do. Don't shy away from pressure. Embrace it, and you'll actually start to learn to enjoy it and love it, especially when you knock them in. And that's where your skill and your win rate will just excel dramatically.
All right, this is the girls' final. This is probably one of the toughest finals for the players involved. It's Mia Newman and Amelia Evans, but they're both from Victoria. And I find it really difficult. Like I watched Ben Noonan play Paul Clack in the Australian final, 20 years ago now. But the atmosphere is really strange because they're both from the same state. The only people really cheering are their really close friends and family, and everyone else is just kind of watching. Normally, all the Victorian squad would be there cheering for them, right? But they're both Victorians, so the Victorian squad would all be just like, well, we really want both girls to just do their best, kind of thing. So it can actually be a very difficult atmosphere for a match like this where both players are from the same state. Amelia Evans won this match 6-5. It went hill. Obviously a great effort from both girls. But we'll just pick out one of the frames here. This is frame 4 that we're about to watch. Just because there's a bit of play from both girls in here, and we'll try and give them a bit of feedback as well.
Sorry, so is this the under 18 girls? Is this what we're watching?
It's just, they just call it the girls' final. I think it's girls of any age can compete in this event. But obviously they're both in the higher age category. I think this is Mia's last nationals before she has to go up to the next group. I'm not sure how old Amelia is. But certainly she's one of the older girls there. Yeah.
Reds look a treat here. If that red's on at the top. Oh, Hans, sorry. I thought the white ball was the top at the top. So that red ball at the top that she's landed on now, if that went, I do like reds, only because that yellow under the black can be an issue, where if that red was on, there was sort of no issues, but it can still be done. It might go bottom left as well. Probably does.
Can I just give Amelia a bit of credit here? Like she was queuing over that ball. I watched this whole match. Amelia, your potting is out of this world. Like it was just exceptional the whole match in difficult conditions. You just bring that cue through straight so many times. It was really, really good.
Yeah, keeping it simple.
I was just going to comment on that shot just there. You need to rewind.
Yeah, rewind it, because that's quite an important shot. What Mark's about to say here.
All right, so your next shot after this needs to be what I would call an aggressive white, meaning you're going to need to do something very active with it. which means on this shot, you actually need to take a little bit of a risk and try and cannon that red that you're about to hit closer to the corner pocket. So then when you need to play an aggressive white, something where you actually got to get a precise white or a fair bit of movement, you don't want the pot to be hard and you don't want to be restricted with pathing and angles. So normally the way you played it was fine. If the next shot was, say, the black or a ball over a hole or something like that, then it was absolutely fine. But because the next positional shot you're going to have to play needs to be quite what I call aggressive, you really want to be trying to cannon this red a lot closer to that corner pocket and taking a slight risk now, because if you don't land right now, you can still play safe. So, but the way you played it, it looks like you're going to be forced into sort of maybe playing a bit of a tricky white.
And that's because, Mark, the white's going to need to get up kind of near the balk area. So,
Right.
so it's got to travel kind of 3/4 of the length of the table to after the next shot to get onto one of those next reds. Okay, here we go.
Probably now just run through and try and play this red long.
It's a good potter.
Yeah.
Pot's a good ball.
Yeah.
This isn't actually so bad. If you knock this in at a nice pace, you are a chance to come out in sort of the middle of the table and play a cut on the red.
Yeah. Oh,
What a
very
potter.
nice.
Jesus.
It's
Oh.
sensational. This was true the whole match.
Yeah. Pot's a good ball. When she just refines that white ball a little bit, very dangerous.
Reminds me a little bit of Bella, like the way she walks around and plays, and
It does actually.
like if looking at it
Yeah.
from a distance, just not rushing down on the shot. Good, yeah.
So there was I almost saw that coming. There was a technique flaw there. If we rewind that, if you watch when she approaches the shot, so if we come back, when she gets down on the shot, she gets down on it too thick, maybe like half ball, and then she's realized she needs to change. But instead of getting back up and then getting back down on the shot, she's shifted. She's like moved like that, which means now she's going to cue across the white, put accidental side of it, not line it up right, etc. So you'll see. I saw it.
Let's watch.
See the shift?
Mm-hmm.
So she got down on it like half ball, and that's where she ultimately ended up hitting it, was half ball. So the moment you find yourself shifting, you must get up and redress the shot.
Yeah, good spot.
I'm laying up here. Put the white right behind the 8-ball. So I hit the yellow onto yellow, even half ball. Just make sure you hit a cushion. Yeah, like that. Make sure you hit a cushion. Make sure you hit a cushion.
Oh, I think it just hit.
It
Yeah.
does hit the cushion. It does hit the cushion. It's not. I remember. Yeah.
Sometimes in those situations, you say to yourself, just don't foul.
Yeah. And then you foul all the time.
One thing I've got to give the girls credit for, I watched all of these juniors matches. The girls had the best safety by a country mile. Like that, both of these girls,
Because they think more.
Yeah, both Mia and Amelia played really good safeties throughout the match, whereas the boys tended to just be, I'll take on a tricky shot and just leave it open if it's open kind of thing.
So she's fouled there and actually opened up the red perfectly to put a bit more pressure now on Mia.
Mm.
So if I'm Mia now, that yellow that's near the middle pocket, I'm actually hitting that up possibly on, if you want to, onto the other dead yellow, and you can screw the white ball back and play another safety and get both your balls out. Because if she rolls this in, now she's going to knock this one down the rail, but it could actually be missed, or she might leave Amelia on the red. So she puts pressure on herself, like unwanted pressure. In one shot, she could have played both yellows, yellow onto yellow, screwed back a bit, opened up both yellows, and just maybe waited one more shot. But there's nothing wrong with what she's doing. But if she misses, like I said, she's going to leave her directly on the red. So this is something that I would avoid by just playing one good safety. I think Mia, if you're listening to this, just play one more good safety, then go game. You don't have to go game right now.
Yeah, I was reminded when I watched this of something Jake McCartney does all the time. So certainly the balls are on, but it's a little bit tricky. But Mia, if you ever watch Jake McCartney play, he will play an out in such a way that wherever he leaves the white ball, if he misses his pot, he's still leaving his opponent snookered or in a difficult situation. That's one case where you could have played that ball up the rail or even down the rail in a way that you would leave the white in a position where Amelia still didn't have a shot on the red. And if you miss, you've got the snooker, and if you get it, you've still got the out to go on.
So I wonder if she can get off the top rail and back down maybe without hitting a yellow. Or she plays it with top. It might actually arc into the yellow that's next to it. Yeah, she played it a bit harder. So if that was the case, you could play a little bit harder and then sort of just nick the yellow, and then the white will come down the table.
So you're saying
play top, play
hits
top.
the yellow hits the yellow first, then the cushion.
Yes. So you're basically just nicking quarter ball into the yellow, and then the white ball will come down the table, like bounce off the yellow top rail and come back down. So I'm playing top with a bit of pace and arcing it into the yellow a little bit. Otherwise, if you get caught up there, like what she's done, yeah, you're going to be in trouble. Sometimes you've got to take a risk.
Rusty would have hit that 2 or 3 times harder, and then he gets 3 deflections and lands good on the black. And I used to think it was always, how does Rusty always get so lucky? But the thing with the way Rusty plays is he gives luck a chance. With someone like me, we try and control that shot so much that if we don't get it absolutely perfect, luck can't be a factor because you're not hitting it hard enough. So that'd be a time where you kind of crunch it in and just get a lot of movement.
Correct.
It sounds very contradictory to a lot of things I normally say, but sometimes you just do need to give like a chance to shine.
That escape of the snooker to hit the black was another feature of Amelia's game. And I think that's probably one of the things that gave her a slight edge to get a win in this match is that they're both playing good safeties, but Amelia will just escape from the snooker and put the pressure back on Mia. Like it's
so Mia had
potting
a
and her
pressure
snooker
pot
escapes
there.
have been excellent.
Yeah, Mia had a bit of a pressure
got
pot
a bit
there
lucky to get the snooker.
and missed it. Probably rushed it maybe a little bit. I'd like to see it take a little bit more time. I mean, Amelia seems to, I think, be a little bit slower around the table as well. Mia is always, I think, a little bit quicker. So
there are a couple of moments like Mia's. Yeah, her thinking's been very good, but there are a couple of moments where you can see the adrenaline rushes and she'll play a shot a bit heavy. But this is a really good shot. I like this.
Yeah. She'll open up her balls. That's fine. So I'm probably still maybe one more safety away of actually going game here too, depending on where this 8-ball lands. So I'm hoping Amelia actually hits the 8-ball, maybe kills it, and then I can actually get, another one of my dead balls off and play safety or have a go at the out if I want to, depending on where the 8-ball is.
Yeah, this is good stuff from Mia. She's worked her balls open and in good positions.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to pot this yellow, open up the black. I'm going to hit this hard because I want to kill the black somewhere. I want to get the 8-ball away from the pocket because I'm scared. And then I'm going to stop the white where that yellow is in the middle of the table. And hopefully the 8-ball goes somewhere safe. And depending on where it goes, I can then get my dead ball out and play another safety or play a safety at the top of the table if the 8-ball comes down. So I'm removing the pressure away from myself by knocking this black ball away. I'm happy if it dies somewhere because I've got all my soldiers on the table and this game is up to me to win and also up to me to lose too. But what are you going to do here, Mark?
Yeah, I don't like the black there. That's for sure. I can't tell how far out of the pocket is though. Like if you hit that hard, maybe the yellow doesn't go in. It's very hard to tell exactly from here.
Maybe medium pace.
Well, let's watch.
But you do need the black out.
Yeah. Let's watch one shot and we'll see what happens. Maybe we can pause and remap after this one.
She must knock it in
without touching the 8-ball. So there it is. That's good. Oh, now it's gone out the other pocket. All right.
First of all, Mia, great shot. Like that, that's what the guys were suggesting should be done. Perfectly, like your execution was great. You're a bit unlucky that the black's gone near the corner pocket. But okay, let's
Anywhere
start
but
again, boys. What's
over
next?
pocket.
All right. So you're playing a slow double on the yellow to the right-hand side. So what a lot of people, they make the mistake here of they just play a snooker on one of those top yellows. And yes, it's an easy snooker, but you're not promoting your bad ball. Amelia's going to have a shot at that black. She's going to hit it most of the time. She's going to pot it. Yeah. So she's going to pot it sometime.
This ball's the one she needs to play.
100%.
I see. So you're doubling this
because
back to this center.
And here's the reason why, Marty.
There? Is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah. So here's the reason why, because this is not just this frame in particular. Why are you playing a snooker here on yellows? You're playing a snooker here on yellows because you can't pot out on yellows.
Yes.
You can't pot out on yellows because that yellow's dead on the rail. So that's the thing you need to fix. If you're playing safeties that don't promote that ball, you're not going to get much of a result. And now here's a good example why. Let's say she plays a standard snooker off one of those top yellows like what you were thinking. And let's say Amelia doesn't even hit the black. What has it actually done for Mia?
Yeah,
now Mia's got ball in hand. She still can't solve that ball on the rail. So it actually hasn't really done anything for her. She's then going to look for another snooker.
Yes.
But it's actually perfect now because now she can play the double and she's got two yellows up the very top that then she can play the snooker on. So then if Amelia doesn't get out of it, now she has a standard routine out to make. Now, if she doesn't make the double, Amelia's not on the black. Maybe Amelia has a cross double to the corner, like a face double. Maybe she got a double to the middle. Maybe she'll go for a snooker. Either way, you're most likely going to get back to the table, even if you don't execute this properly. So I see most people play snooker off one of those top yellows.
Yeah,
and it's not the correct shot.
Let me just talk you through what I think the alternative is in my mind, because I just want to see how you rack. So I think I would have played, I'm going to use a different color. So I would have played something like, you want your white in here. This ball's going to go, I don't know, let's say there, right? And if you get ball in hand, you've got the opportunity to play this down to here. Do you have a better snooker? Certainly not an easy snooker.
So going not against Mark what he said, but just seeing it in a different way. The reason why I like what Mark said, and that's perfectly fine, and you got to make sure you get the white on the bottom rail. If you were to go to the top end, the reason why if I would be doing that is for them to come out of the snooker and move that black. So therefore that dead yellow is on. Now, if they don't do that and I do get ball in hand, where you've got the far right yellow at the top of the table, you can play yellow onto yellow, so yellow onto the yellow that's dead, and actually open them both up and actually screw back to the top rail and snooker them. So you actually get both. You play yellow onto yellow and get your dead yellow out. Yep. And then you can screw back to the top and snooker them again. So that's worst case scenario. But if I'm playing the white ball at the top end of the table, the reason for that is because I want them to move the black. So therefore, what Mark was saying before, that I can then actually pot out or even run that yellow down the rail at a later date if I want to. So that's the only reason why I'd be going to the top end of the table if I didn't play Mark's shot. So go to the top end for them to move the black out of the way, or play Mark's shot to give myself the opportunity to pot out after they have their visit.
And ideally with my route, when you're playing the double, if you make the double, you want to try and play a long double on one of those top yellows down to the bottom left corner of the pocket. So even if Amelia does hit the black, you're on your ball, it's over the pocket. So Amelia basically needs to come. If the two sequence shot goes well, you're making the double, and then you're playing the long double, getting the snooker. And then basically Amelia has to get out of the snooker and pop the black. If she does not pop the black, she's going to lose. That's it.
Something like that.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
That's sort of your checkmate.
Yeah. Now, again, like we said earlier, like you can see the amount of time and analysis you can spend on all of those things. So there's a couple of different options there. Let's go back to the frame and we'll see what Mia does.
She just pots out.
Yeah, it's a lot easier without all those lines on the table.
That's right.
But that's how you see it up here. So you really want to get the ball down to the bottom left if you're playing this shot.
Yeah, play it 3 times harder and
Yeah,
actually get it to the.
Played that well.
But you had a nice little area up there to hide behind. So, like what Mark said, get that yellow on this side of the middle pocket. So, therefore, if she does get out of the snooker and you hit the 8 ball, you've got a starter. You want a starter here.
So she's going to hit this most of the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's your starter.
And now you find yourself. So here's the problem is that Mia's shot in her mind was successful, and now she's under a lot of pressure. That's what's can be tricky about that route. She's probably just going to drill this up the rail.
I think the advantage here is, as Mick said, she got Amelia to move the black away from the pocket, so it became a little less pressure, but nonetheless good pressure. Like a pretty good outcome. Like I think she's snookered her.
Yeah, so I do like it, but going back to what Mark said, that yellow had to be. Imagine that yellow that's above the black right now. Imagine that was on this side of the middle pocket. Mia could have just rolled it in the center pocket. She needed to play a good yellow, but also a good white ball. Wow. Well, you're running out of chances now. So.
Yeah. Like Amelia just keeps getting out of snookers, right? And that's the danger here is Amelia's going to knock one of these in if you just keep giving her a swing at it.
This is your 8 ball, basically. This better be a good shot in a way. That's good.
I think Mia's only ball is the one closest to the top right here. I don't know. This must be on if she's going for it, unless she's just playing safe.
Didn't really look. I thought she could have played the yellow on the right-hand side of the table. Stun across. Maybe into the yellow that she went for. So going back to, I would assume she pots this now, but going back maybe 3 or 4 shots. Okay, going back 3 or 4 shots ago. So with the safeties that we're talking about, basically after 1 safety or 2, it's almost game over for your opponent. We're rolling in the balls. So by playing them in a way where your opponent's only got 1 crack at hitting that 8 ball, and then I'm actually just mopping up. They're the safeties that you want to do. So Ming's played a bunch of safeties, and there's sort of been nothing safeties in a way, and she's still under the pump, but she's definitely hanging in there, and this is definitely her a good chance now to actually take the frame. So it's still been good.
Yeah, I think the only thing here is, like as I was saying before, both the girls were very good at safeties throughout at finding safeties throughout the match. And just trying to stay in the frame. So Mia's done a bit of that staying in the frame.
Yeah. If she gets this or not, I like that she's taken this on. That's
excellent
really good.
pot.
Yeah. That was one of the better shots of the frame. So many people don't play those.
And Amelia's countered that safety well by just saying, you've put me in a snooker, but I got out of it, so the pressure's back on you. Like they're both just like pressure's on you, now pressure's on you, now pressure's on you. So that kind of was a bit of a story of this match.
This yellow's harder than what it looks.
Sure
by the
is.
way.
I'm dreading this. She knocks in a good ball though. Very good.
So that was missable. That yellow was missable.
That frame had everything.
I have commented on Amelia's potting. Mia, your potting throughout this match has been really good too.
So like the other one, you can see how even what probably looked like to a lot of people a standard snooker, what Mia played, and yep, that's the correct shot. You saw Mick and I talk about multiple options and different ways you can play it that significantly change that. Even the shot that she ended up choosing, if she played that a lot harder and played the yellow down to the bottom left corner pocket, it changes the entire dynamic of the frame. That's why when you watch the real top players play, they can often play quite aggressive because the safeties that are there to be played aren't worth playing because their opponent, like when I'm playing someone like Woodsy, I can't just play a basic safety shot because he's not going to do a basic return kind of thing and then let me get an advantage of that. he's going to do something good and then put me in a slightly worse position and a slightly worse position. So unless you can play a safety that's quite effective, you tend to have a go at the outs because a lot of the safeties aren't worth playing. When I tend to play in tournaments that someone is a few levels below me, I tend to actually tone down the aggression a little bit because the safeties they play aren't necessarily the most optimal, and I can work my way back into the frames very nicely. The safety side of 8-ball, it's really fascinating. It's a really fun part of the game if you're just sort of willing to really look at all the options and discuss them. You'd be surprised that it can actually be quite enjoyable.
There's an art to it.
So for Mia and Amelia, so congratulations to Amelia on the win. Commiserations to Mia. Got very close. Hill match.
Very nice.
Safeties from both of you was excellent. The queuing and the potting was excellent. Like the standard of the queuing in women's pool. If you're representative of that next generation of women's pool, like I've got great hopes with. Like it's just exceptional.
Like a couple of Bellas out there.
Yeah, good on you both. Great stuff. All right, we are going to cover the last one is the under-18s final. This is Charles Hung and Cooper Hawley. Charles from the ACT and Cooper Hawley from Queensland. Charles gets up and wins this match 7-3. Congratulations to you, Charles.
Well done.
But I've pulled out a couple of frames that I think are just representative of what's going on. Now, this is actually frame 3. Here we go. Big breaks from these boys.
He goes straight off the middle, did he?
Yeah, let's check it out. Let's watch. Yes, that one did. That was a
lot of power. Good,
lot of power.
Yeah, just a bit inaccurate, but yeah, he got a lot of power behind that break.
It shows you don't have to have muscle or anything like that. You just got to time the ball well.
You know, so as these guys get a bit older, as they get better, you know, the level of critique gets probably, it may sound a bit more harsh, but everyone's got to remember that when I'm talking about this stuff, like Charles at the table, I imagine I'm talking to Charles. So if someone's listening at home, you know, if it's Charles's grandma, I'm not talking to Charles's grandma. I'm talking to Charles right now to a level that I think he would understand. That's not too far below him or too far above him. So when I'm trying to critique someone, I'm trying to sort of speak to that level of player that I'm watching.
Yeah, while Charles is playing a couple of shots here, I've watched this whole match. So Charles and Cooper, it's the under-18s. They've grown to a size now where the physical constraints are no longer a problem. They don't have to, you know, stretch or cue funny to get to reach over the table. They can adopt a really good stance and a really good action, and they do cue very well. Their QA actions are very solid. They're thinking about the games and the safeties and the mapping more than the younger kids. We're really, in the younger boys, boys and girls, you're looking for a really good execution of shot. That's really what you're going to see when they're young and developing. These guys are mapping and thinking tactically as well.
Can we I probably enjoy talking about the game of 8-ball more than playing it these days. It's quite funny. Can you rewind it a couple of shots, please? Because to me now is irrelevant because now it's all recovery and can he recover and all that sort of stuff. I like to see how someone gets to the point of where they have to recover. So
Yeah,
Charles is a very handy. Charles is a very handy player. So you know, I'll just be a little more harsh. So let's see what happens here.
Did you want to stop from here? Yeah.
It's hard to tell the exact. He plays a stun run or something off this.
He might try to, but I think it ends up being almost like a drag shot. It's actually just topspin by the look of it. I know he does stun run.
Oh, okay. So he's obviously a snooker player. Yeah. So on the 8-ball table, you're dropping that in. You can't stun run that white forward. You know, 1 or 2 rolls, because if you hit even a fraction off angle, the white's going to deviate a lot, and that's where you're going to be. So you're just looking at just dropping that one in, old stun run.
Yeah, so you're right, in recovery mode, I think, here.
100% a snooker player. With the feathering, the pausing, pause of the white, pause on the shot, 3 or 4 feathers. A beautiful technique, actually, when I'm just looking at it. I'll get a better view of here, but the way that feathering and everything, it's that's someone who can knock in hundreds on a snooker table.
Yes, I agree. He has got a very good technique. That was an extremely thin cut. That red was almost on the far side of the pocket, and he's cut it in.
He's walking around the table, having a look at options. It's just sort of good composure around the place. See what he does here. Interesting, this one.
What I liked about this frame is he clearly fell out of position. So he's I've seen him throughout this match try and map his outs. Here he's fallen out of position. But like we saw earlier with Angelo in the under-12s, he fell out of position and just kind of played a shot in 3 seconds. Charles is falling out of position and stopping and going, okay, I've got to remap. Like something's gone wrong. I need to think about it again.
Yeah. I had a plan that's out the window. I need to come up with a new one.
Another sign of a snooker player, just no worries at all about reaching for the rest.
It's not foreign to him.
A lot of pool players would just kind of lean over and try and get at this one.
See the elbow up nice and high? Oh, okay. So, all right, Mr. Charles, low on the white for those kinds of shots. For more snooker players, you certainly want to be always hitting high on the white, maybe with a little bit of running side, which would have been left-hand side. And what you're doing is you're changing the potting angle, how much you want. Am I going to pot this really thin, thick, half ball and use that to path the white? But you're pretty much always aiming, what would that be on the clock face? 9, maybe like 10 o'clock on the white. And then you're potting it thin or thick and using pace to move the white around where you want. And if you rewind it, you're probably playing it at 10 o'clock on the white, maybe about half ball, and you want to just drift past the red that's closest to the bottom rail.
So we're going to play this white. The red's going to go into the pocket, obviously, and you want the white to, where are we tracking?
Now see the red on the right-hand side? We're trying to miss that. We're trying to miss that by about trying to miss that by like about a ball length. Yes. And you see where the yellow is close to the black? And the yellow directly to that one's right? Yep. And now the yellow to that one's right?
Yes.
Yep. We're trying to land kind of in between that triangle.
So above. You want to come to here?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so we are trying
we're trying to land there.
This direction to about there.
Now, there's 2 important parts to this. So that would be the ideal result for me, because then you're playing this red, like quarter ball pot, screwing into the yellow and holding for the red into the left middle now. Now we're going to throw in the little give luck a chance kind of thing. The way you're prioritizing this is if you mishit it, you want to cannon the red. That is also not bad. If you cannon that red, you're going to be on the one to the left middle, and you're potentially going to promote it beautifully just past the yellow.
All right, so I'll try and do this in a different color. So I might pop this red and get my angle a bit wrong and hit it here. And this red might go to there. And now my white's here, and I'm going to pot this into there, and I'm going to leave myself with a pot to...
Correct.
I'm not sure. Yeah. A way to recover.
So when you're playing, 2 ways to play it. There's on that path of that green path and the purple path. So you just might be aiming in between those 2, assuming that you might get it just a little bit wrong either way, and a little bit wrong either way is fine. The criminal thing to do off this shot is to hit it too thin and go too close to that yellow next to the black. Then you got nothing. So if you are going to hit this,
so this is no good.
You're hitting low.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. I wondered, given the way that he was trying, I wasn't quite sure what he was trying to do. I wondered if he was trying to get around the back.
Yeah.
I think that's what he might have been trying to do.
Yeah, I think he was, and that's fine. That's that beautiful crisp player. That's if you were to get a computer to play the shot, that's what they do. But if you to actually think about that shot, if you hit that yellow half ball on the bottom side, you're on nothing. If you underhit it, you're snookered, which he might be what he does. And also, if you overhit it, you're on nothing. It's actually really fascinating shot, Mick, this one. So I know you won't hear, but probably a good one for you to actually listen to on the podcast when it comes out. But also now you're having to play an execution style where you're playing this bottom. How hard do you hit it? How much side do you put on and everything? So he's certainly played this like a snooker player.
All right, let's go back. Mick, you get to see the shot now. We've just talked about this one for a good 5 or 10 minutes.
And almost like Mick to do another Mick to analyze it as well. See what he says. We won't don't have to, but
So what would you have done, Mick?
I'd have probably played into that red, because if I bump it, then I'm on the top one anyway, and then that one goes to the bottom right. And if I don't bump it, I'm probably go past it, and I'm on the red in the center anyway. Because at the shot that he's played, he could actually snooker himself. It leaves himself no margin for error. So if you sort of come off the rail into the red, even if you go past it, you can play the red into the bottom left-hand corner pocket anyway. So best of both worlds.
Well done. It took Mark 5 minutes to say what you said in 30 seconds.
that was the
you're happy with that?
version. That was exactly what I said, but it took me 10 minutes.
Yeah. Now, so sorry, this is the first time we've seen Cooper come to the table now. So this is a bit of Cooper Hawley in the under 18s final.
These kids look like they never miss. They actually look so good when they get down on the shot.
Yeah.
They get down with such confidence. It's annoying. Only if the next gen did that.
His white hasn't landed great here, but I like that he's going up to take, that's a bit of a dodgy ball up there. He's got to try and do something with that.
I don't mind that. It's it's good. One thing too in international rules that you got to remember, it's all about the white ball. Sometimes, like what he did then was try and promote the yellow and the white ball. Sometimes you just got to literally nick off the yellow and get yourself a good white ball. Too many times people try and do both and actually stuff it up, and it's good to do both, but in this game it's all about the white ball, and because of ball in hand, which is so powerful, you want to get a good white, try and force the foul, and those dead balls that are near rails can become your friend very quickly when you got ball in hand. So he's opened up his balls, promoted them. That's good. Keeps the pressure on.
That was a good pot. A little bit tricky here and under pressure. He's leaving the reds open.
2-0 down, everything feels difficult.
Very nice.
If that yellow passes the red to the bottom left, looks like it does, but
I think it
could be just.
It looks like it does to me. Yeah.
I'd be.
Oh no. So obviously, if it did mark, you'd take the top left yellow, and then they just connect middle right, bottom.
I've got.
Do we want to talk about this shot again?
Doesn't. It mustn't pass because he seems very keen on trying to play that yellow to the bottom right. That mustn't pass. Or maybe he's trying to come off 2 rails and up for the yellow up the top, and then see, just because a ball is closest to the black, it doesn't mean it's a good linking ball for the black. Often it actually means it's a bad linking ball for the black.
Yeah, that's very true. Well, that goes quite easy. Covered that well. Done for the rail. Punch done. I just see these juniors get these all the time. Yeah,
Oh,
good shot.
beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, well done,
Good,
Cooper.
good
Very,
recovery there.
very nice out. Like I think the shot that Nick was talking about, that you played up the top, where you just nudged your ball into the open, left a tricky white, and you earned yourself a shot, and you've made the out. Like that's great. Yeah, so we'll never know whether that ball went to the bottom left or not. But
One other
you
thing,
recovered, knocked in the balls. Well done.
one other thing too, the shot that you played in the center to come down the table, then maybe around, you could have played down the table and then back up, slicing through the yellow and the black, because you're always going to be on that top yellow regardless. So another shot too is, so this shot here, you can actually play down to the nameplate, to the bottom rail, and then back up to the, coming back up sort of where that black line is. And you can do that like quite pacey if you wanted to. So how you did that, just maybe less side, hit it a bit harder, and just find that line and come up and down. And if you open up the yellow and the black, then you might have more options. But you landed in the worst position and you still knocked in that yellow, which means that yellow could have been knocked in from anywhere. So you played a really good shot here. But it's good to see
Right.
that you recovered well too.
Yeah, I think this shot is as much about pace as anything. He could have played this shot the same, but with more pace, and is
Yeah,
probably in a better position.
yeah.
Um,
And he
Yeah,
moved
if
that.
you are
He
playing
actually
that
moved
shot,
that river out the play too.
if you are playing that shot and you're trying to land on the yellow up on the top left, you almost want the white to hit the top rail, like using 3 rails.
Yeah.
You really want to get all the way up there. This
Yeah.
is a cracking shot.
but great potting.
Final under pressure.
Yeah,
Yeah, this one's a 10 out of 10 pot for me, as in like good, not a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that you'll get a 10 out of 10, but
No. I mean, like, as
his
in
execution
you
was
did it
really good.
perfectly. That was perfect. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, well done, Cooper. And this is frame 5.
He's got a good break on him, I tell you.
Where are we here? Yeah.
A lot of power. This is a nasty opening shot, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not really many safe too. You're kind of forced to go. Yeah, that was tough. I wouldn't beat yourself up too much over that. I know it's annoying to miss, but that's a tough shot. I feel like yellows are the balls. Can go reds, but I feel like yellows. So my issue with reds is you're always kind of only landing on one ball, where yellows, there's lots of balls, lots of options. So if it goes a little bit not to plan, there's little, recoveries around. Yeah, it's a good spot.
Yeah, he's got a choice of so many balls here, doesn't he? Either center pocket, the bottom left.
Probably take the bottom left one now, land on the rail or just off the rail, I guess.
Hard to see how much angle he's got. Looks like he's cannoning into that yellow, and if he does leave the white there, that's the only yellow he can land on. But, I mean, you should be able to navigate it in a way that you do land on it. It's kind of the black ball, really, this shot.
If he's going into the yellow, then he could play it a bit harder, exactly like that, and actually get the white up the table as well and give himself a choice on more balls. So, yeah, that was played very well. Very good shot.
Yeah. That's pretty much the black ball, that shot.
The tricky bit here is
he's hit that very well.
Yeah, there's this little line of 3 balls in the center that are a little bit tricky here. They're all kind of in each other's way for pots to the center pocket, I should say.
If that yellow passes the black up to the top right and it's straight, I'm playing it now. Good boy, Charles. Good man. And you stun back to where the white is now. I think he maybe meant to stun back, and he's not gotten through it. That would be my guess, because these don't look on unless they're on. I would have come back a bit there, and then and now you bring the white out for these other 3 yellows, but maybe it's on.
And he strikes it beautifully too. Really nice. No jabbing. He strikes the ball really well.
I think the shot prior he meant to screw back and not play the plan, but maybe he did.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he wanted to be on that one down the road. But this shot here, I think, was the shot of the match for me. Like there's a lot going on. He's got to worry about the plant. He's got to worry about reasonably tight position. He's getting on his tough ball, and he just executes this so well.
I think we're going to see a lot of Charles in Australian Q sports, but not just 8-ball, but hayball, snooker. There's a Q action, a dead straight. Slow feathering, pause at the Y, pause at the hand, hit. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful Q action. He's put a lot of work into that. If he didn't quite come out so far, this would be a lot easier. Like if that white stopped a little bit sooner.
I wonder if he checked if that was on.
I feel like he did, just because I feel like the whole match he's been slow and looked around and checked out shots.
But he gets down so nicely, doesn't he?
Yeah, watching him play, yeah, it's not surprising that he's the Australian under-18 champion. Like you could watch him play one shot, and it looks like it makes sense.
Yeah, such a nice clearance. Such a nice clearance. And I'll tell you, that was part of a 3-frame run from Charles. The frame before this, Cooper broke, reverse master from Charles. There was this frame where Charles broke, dropped nothing. Cooper missed. Charles comes back with effectively a single visit clearance. And the next frame after this, Cooper breaks, reverse master from Charles. And that's the reason Charles has won this title. Cooper's actually playing really well. He loses this match 7-3, but Cooper's playing good pool. Charles, just his execution and his mapping was the difference. Excellent stuff from both of you gents. Well done.
Almost a chance to actually make the Victorian state side. Where he would.
Yeah.
Definitely would.
Well,
yeah.
Well, let's talk about this. So in the under 12s was a match between Angelo from Northern Territory and Alex from Tasmania. The under 15s, Liam from WA, Bailey from Tasmania. The girls was the 2 Vic girls, Amelia and Mia. And then that under 18 was Charles from the ACT and Cooper from Queensland. So the other states are coming at us, Victoria.
And South Australia.
And can I just call out and South Australia? Let me call out the players of the carnival here. In the under 12s, Angelo, who won the singles, also shot 90% in the teams event.
Oh,
and
90.
won the Six Red Shootout.
So he's had a good day at the office, eh?
Oh, belter of a tournament, Angelo. Well done.
90%.
90%. Excellent stuff. In the under 15s, Adam Grace from the Northern Territory, one player of the carnival. Adam's shot 81% in the teams event in the under 15s. And he's also come away with the Six Red. So both those boys from the NT, the under 12s, win a player of the carnival, the under 15s player of the carnival. NT future's looking good. In the under 18s, Charles, who we just saw, won the singles and shot 72% in the teams, was equal second in the teams. And in the girls, Mia Newman from Victoria, who was runner-up in the singles, shot 86% in the teams event. Like, just exceptional stuff. From all
very
those
good,
players.
very good, very nice.
And can I just make a special mention just on a bit of history here? So Angelo, who we've just mentioned a couple of times, won the singles, won the Six Red, one player of the carnival, top of the stats, shooting 90%. That is his third consecutive under 12s national title. So congratulations to you, mate. Like, obviously a big future ahead of you.
I doubt anyone else has won 3 under 12s in a row. Like, because that means you've got to be winning it when you're like, 8 or 9. Very impressive.
Well, Liam Nolan from WA, who won the under 15s, that is his third consecutive under 15s title in a row.
Yeah.
And before that, he won the under 12s in 2023.
He's on the Justin Sage path. I think Sage did all this.
Yeah. This is exciting stuff. Like, these guys are the future of our sport. We talk a bit about we talk a bit about old gen versus new gen, but this is like the generation after, and they are bloody fantastic, Mick. I'm excited to see these kids grow up and take on cue sports in
I'll be
Australia.
watching from the sidelines.
That's right.
Man, 86%, 90%. That's crazy.
Just dominating. Yeah, 19 out of 21 frames. Angelo won in the under 12s.
That's hard to do with different opponents as well. Luck, like
Yeah, totally.
You need luck just to get to 19 out of 21.
Absolutely, you do. So that's a wrap for the junior nationals. That's the future of our sport, and it's pretty exciting.
A blend of lots of states, which is good.
Thanks for your time today.
Oh, you're welcome.